Now, Religion in the News, a report and comment on religious trends and events being covered by the media. This week's item is from thisislondon.com, November 5th, 2007, with a headline, Reincarnation of a Hindu Goddess? The following are excerpts. A toddler born with 8 limbs and believed by some to be the reincarnation of the multi-limbed Hindu goddess Vishnu is set to undergo a 40-hour operation to remove half of her limbs. Lakshmi Tatma was born joined to a parasitic twin and will undergo the knife at the hands of 30 surgeons to remove 2 of her useless arms and legs. The headless twin is joined to Lakshmi at the pelvis and has its own spinal column and kidney. The extraordinary 8-limbed baby was born in a poverty-stricken region of Bihar, India, on the day devoted to the celebration of the 4-armed Hindu deity Vishnu. Without the operation, the little girl would never be able to walk or crawl and would be unlikely to live past her early teens, doctors said. Poonam Tatma, who gave birth to Lakshmi on the celebration day of the 4-armed Hindu goddess of wealth and prosperity, after whom the newborn was named, said, "She is a miracle, a special blessing from God. But she is my daughter, and she cannot live like this."
Dave, I want to talk about how beliefs, we've been talking about mysticism and Roman Catholicism, but how beliefs affect your lives. But first of all, a follow-up to this story. This little girl was a doll baby, just the cutest thing you could ever see. Not that that's critical, but you just I saw her pictures on the internet, and just a doll baby. But obviously, some problems with these extra appendages, arms, 2 extra legs, and so on. And I understand that the surgery went really well. So I thank God for that. But, my prayer also is that they would really come to know, the true and living God. See, there's so much confusion here. She's a miracle. Well, if she's a miracle from Vishnu, the multi-armed, multi-legged goddess, then why would they want to change this? But obviously the mother, in love and concern for her daughter, sees a problem here.
Yes. Some of the other names of Vishnu are Kali, the Kali temple in Calcutta, where they buried virgins and the foundation of it. That's traditional. Her name also is Durga. She is the Star Wars Force. She is the consort of Shiva,
the destroyer.
And she is Kali, more fearsome. She is depicted as having her heel on Shiva's neck. In other words, she's more powerful than the destroyer. And it's very important to pacify her.
Doesn't she have a garland of severed heads?
Garland of hands, severed hands, and she's drinking blood, freshly spilt blood, human blood out of a skull, and so forth. So this is Vishnu, the goddess Vishnu, otherwise known as Kali and Durga. Tom, it's such a tragedy that India, I've read, well, I've been to India only once. I spent over a month there, several different places. Wouldn't be a place that I would want to return to. I nearly died there. I mean, the diseases you could pick up, I'm sure it has improved at least somewhat since then. The Indian people are brilliant. We've got real scientists now who have come to the West to get educated, but they're brilliant, many of them. But India is a pitiful place. There are old age homes for cows. There are people who, they practice ahimsa, which means nonviolence. And some of them, so they wouldn't eat meat because it might, You know, it might be you eat a sheep. It could have been your aunt who was reincarnated into that form. Or you wouldn't step on an ant. It could be your aunt, you know, just come back to life again. And the poverty of this place and the disease. Tom, I saw rats there as larger than cats, like small dogs. They could gnaw their way through cement. I saw them going. I was staying at a Christian school at one point, and I saw one of them one night going in the front door of that Christian school. It'd be terrifying. And what causes this? It is the teaching of Hinduism. I've got a debate coming up with a Hindu. I'd be interested to see how he justifies this. So this is paganism at its worst, and yet it still is practiced today. They have about 330 million gods at the latest count, and various people have their favorite gods. The God of the Bible says, "I am God, there is none else." Isaiah 46, I think, he says, "Is there a God beside me? I know not any." God says, I checked this thing out. I've been all over the universe, and I can tell you there's no other gods out there. So we have false gods, and yet, Tom, you know, we're in a day when they are trying to, in ecumenism, we're going to join with all of them.
For more information about the Berean call us toll-free at our order number or visit our website